Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I've been off for a few weeks just because there's been a lot going on. It's been very busy, and although I've filmed some videos, I haven't actually had time to edit and upload them. So that's where I've been, but that is not the purpose of today's video. Today's video, as you can see in the title down below, is all about the top 10 things that I like to eat at Disneyland Paris. It took me a very long time to come up with a definitive list of things that I'd like to eat. There's a lot of things that are good to eat in the Disney parks, but I did manage to come up with a top 10 for you all. Now please do bear in mind in this list that obviously this is my personal opinion, but also I haven't tried everything in the Disney parks. I haven't had a pineapple float, for instance, which is the Disneyland Paris version of the Florida's Dole Whip. I haven't had one of them. I haven't had any of the new stuff like the Jedi burgers and the Groot brioche bread and the Black Panther ice cream and all that sort of Marvel stuff and Star Wars stuff that I haven't had a chance to try yet. So I'm not creating this list saying these are the only things you must try. Obviously go and try everything for yourselves because there's so much good food in Disney. Most of these are going to be snacks rather than meals, but there are a few in here that are definitely counted as meals. I'm not pointing out my favourite restaurants, I'm just pointing out the favourite bits of food that I would like to eat. Without further ado, let's get going. So my first thing on my list is churros, or churros. If you're a speaker of Spanish, let me know how you're supposed to pronounce it. But they are just the ultimate dessert. It's just a donut that's long, and I dip it in sauce, and it's beautiful. So I had them last October, roughly this time last year. When we were there, I had a churros and chocolate sauce, and it was beautiful. There's a wonderful picture of me with churros in my mouth going, it's very attractive. So at some point I might post that on my Instagram page to let you all know how beautiful I am when I'm eating churros. I got them from the Disney Village. There was a little stall stood in the Disney Village that was selling crepes and waffles and churros and donuts and things like that. So just be aware, it's in the Disney Village. It was just outside Planet Hollywood. So second on my list is also from the Disney Village, also from one of these stalls. Not the same stall as the churros, but it was slightly further around, and it was selling all sorts of sweet treats. And I have definitely mentioned this before, so if you know where this is going, congratulations for watching my vlogs. But this is the chocolate covered apple, and I love it, absolutely loved it. The apple itself wasn't like the best apple I've ever tasted. It was one of those apples that was kind of slightly grainy and a bit soft, and you were like, ugh. But having it with chocolate over the top, mine was covered in chocolate with the little balls that you get in the Muller corners, like the little kind of like white chocolate and milk chocolate balls, and then two ears put on top were marshmallows covered in chocolate. So it just looked like a Mickey on a stick covered in chocolate. It was beautiful, and I would 100% go and get another one of them. So that's certainly on my list for my next trip. Next up on my list is Disney popcorn. Now, nothing about the popcorn makes it Disney. It's not shaped like Mickey, it's nothing Disney, but Disney popcorn is the best kind of popcorn. To this day, I still don't know if that's just because you're in Disney so everything is better, or whether Disney popcorn is actually the best popcorn. I believe that Disney popcorn is the best popcorn because it just tastes like magic, you know? So it's beautiful. It tastes like cinema sweet popcorn, but even better, if that's possible. So you can get them from all over the parks, particularly Disneyland Park. I remember a specific location is next to Dumbo. You've got the kind of the circular bit of where Dumbo is going round and round and round, and in one of those carts there's a kind of a popcorn thing. There was blue popcorn at one point during the 25th anniversary. There's also one slightly further towards the castle. There's one on Main Street next to one of the benches just as you're going into Frontierland. Again, they move around because they are on wheels, so they might not be in the exact places I've just mentioned. But if you can throw a stone, you can probably find a popcorn stall somewhere in the Disneyland park. Now, fourth on my list is anything from Main Street's Boardwalk Candy Palace. It's on the right hand side as you're going up towards the castle. It's about halfway down, and basically it sells all sorts of sweets. It's a beautiful shop, really. It's very pastel pink, and you walk in and you can just smell sweets. That smell that you get when you walk into a sweet shop is beautiful. And they sell all sorts of sweets that you can buy in packets and stuff like that. But also they have a counter which sells fudge, and it sells all sorts of sweet Mickey shaped treats. Now, last time I bought a marshmallow that was covered in chocolate that looked like Mickey. I post it regularly on my Instagram because it was a great picture. I took it kind of holding up against the castle, and it was a really pretty picture. Actually, I posted it yesterday, so if you're interested in going and seeing that, head over to my Instagram, which is linked down below. And in this Boardwalk Candy Palace, they also have lots of other Mickey shaped treats. The one that I'm really, really wanting to try is the cookie. So it's a Mickey shaped cookie, and they also do a salted caramel version as well. So I'm really interested in trying that one. But they all look glorious, and they all look so enticing and so tasty. So it's definitely worth going to check that place out, Boardwalk Candy Palace, on the right hand side as you're heading towards the castle. Next up on my list is Casey's hot dogs. Now there's several sorts of hot dogs you can get at Casey's Corner, which, for those of you that don't know, as you're heading up towards the castle on Main Street, it's the last shop you see on your left hand side before you reach the Central Plaza. It's got a kind of a statue of a man in baseball gear outside. Might be Casey, I don't know. I'm not into my baseballs, I'm not really sure. He might be Casey. But basically, Casey's Corner sells hot dogs of all sorts. My absolute downright favourite is the crispy onion hot dog. And it's just literally a hot dog in a bun with melted cheese and crispy onions on top. It's glorious. I then smother it in ketchup. But that doesn't come with it, you have to do that yourself. And it also comes in the meal with chips as well. It's really filling, really tasty, and I spend my life craving Casey's hot dogs, so I didn't get one last time, but we are most certainly going to get a Casey's hot dog again this time. So the next thing isn't food, but it is a drink, so I'm going to include it in my little list here. It's actually the Disney hot chocolates. Now, a lot of them are made from the machines, like you just press a button that says hot chocolate and it all comes out. And usually those sort of hot chocolates are really watery and they just feel really wet and weak. But actually, Disney hot chocolates aren't bad at all. But you can also get specialty hot chocolates. You can get them in places like Cafe Fantasia in the Disneyland Hotel. But you can also get a hot chocolate in Fuente del Oro, which is the Mexican themed restaurant in Frontierland opposite Thunder Mountain. And those hot chocolates, they had a cocoa themed hot chocolate at one point. I'm not sure if that's still there or not, but they were so creamy and so rich, and you can get whipped cream on top with the marshmallows and flakes and stuff like that, and it was just beautiful. So I would 100%, if it's cold, be getting one of them. So this next one is actually a meal. And it's the Rasta Pasta, which is available at the Rainforest Cafe in the village. We love Rainforest Cafe anyway, me and Ryan. We went there in our first trip together, and it's kind of just special to us because it was our first trip together, and we'd both not been to Rainforest Cafe in Disney before, and we went in there and it was magical, and there was thunderstorms in the jungle and all that sort of stuff while we were having our meal. I unfortunately remember it for a little bit of a worse reason, because I was having my knee problems at that point, and that was the first time when I thought something is seriously wrong, because I was sat in Rainforest Cafe and I couldn't move my knee without wanting to cry. So I do vividly remember that pain in Rainforest Cafe, but what made up for it was the Rasta Pasta, which was just gorgeous. It was lots of things. It was kind of garlic, it was cream, there was vegetables in it. It was really lovely. We both actually had it, but I have also heard that the fajitas are very, very good. So perhaps that's something else that I will need to try at Rainforest Cafe. Rainforest Cafe isn't available to pre-book. You have to just walk in and see what happens. And it's also not available on the advanced dining plans either. So if you want to book it as one of your kind of half-board meal plans, you can't. It's just separate from Disney. Same with Planet Hollywood. Next thing is a Mickey shaped pizza. I love anything Mickey shaped, and I love pizza. And we had, in our first trip together, we had a Mickey shaped pizza at Colonel Hathie's Pizza Outpost. It's in Adventureland. It's kind of as you walk from Frontierland past Thunder Mountain and you turn right to go into Adventureland, it's there on the left. And it's absolutely beautiful at night time as well. If you haven't ever seen Colonel Hathie's at night time, please go and do so, because it's absolutely gorgeous. There's an outdoor kind of patio seating area with all these cute chairs, but all the lanterns and the lights are all lit up at night time, and it's so gorgeous. Disney at night time's gorgeous anyway, but there's the odd little spots like that that you just need to go and see. So I would definitely recommend going to Colonel Hathie's and getting a pizza that's shaped like Mickey. You can also get them, I believe, Bellanotte Pizzeria, which is opposite Small World. So number 9 on my list is a rock and roll burger from Annette's Diner. Annette's Diner is in the village. You can't really miss it. It's got this massive sign that says Annette's Diner, and there's often a very large and very obvious car outside it. It's a kind of 1950s style American diner. Again, you can't book that one. It's a walk-in, but you can use that on your half-board meal plan. So it's worth a go if you'd like to. Me and Ryan have ended up making that our first meal the last few times, because we've always been really hungry. So it's like, okay, let's go to Annette's. And it really settles your hunger cravings, because it's just so tasty. Everything's large portions. It really, really helps. They do beautiful desserts and milkshakes as well. But the rock and roll burger is the one that I would often go for. Last time I just went for a plain cheeseburger. But the rock and roll burger is a burger patty, pepper jack cheese, bacon, lettuce, tomato, and Annette's sauce. Annette's sauce is a bit like kind of burger sauce. But it just altogether, that combination is beautiful. Ryan always goes for the avocado burger, but I'm not a massive fan of avocado, so I wouldn't go for that one. But that one's got like guacamole and avocado in it, and apparently is gorgeous according to him and my mum, who also loves it. All of these come with chips, so you end up having the burger, chips, and I think possibly a side salad as well. And I always would go for a peach iced tea as well on the side, because it's beautifully refreshing even on a cold day. Last but not least, number 10 on my list. Some people wouldn't class this as a food, but I still would. And actually, it's probably a really boring one to finish on, sorry guys, but it's the character-shaped mints that you can get. And I always get these as a souvenir. But equally, I always end up opening them before I've left the park. So you get them in a little tin. Actually, I've got some upstairs. I'm just going to go grab them. So the mints look like this on the outside. So I've got Donald Duck ones here and Minnie Mouse ones here. I've also got some other ones in a pink tin in my car at the moment. So obviously I've had them a little while. These ones are quite old because they say on the side, if you can see this, if it's going to focus, which it probably won't, it says Disneyland Resort Paris, but I'm not sure you can actually see that. But yes, that's from Disneyland Resort Paris, and it changed its name a few years ago, so obviously they are quite old. But the mints are all shaped like Disney characters. So I don't know if you'll be able to see this very well, but that is a Mickey. This is not going to focus today. Clearly my camera doesn't know what it's doing. There's also a little Minnie as well, but again, you probably won't be able to see this. That's a Minnie. And there is a Donald. That's Donald, yeah. There's a Donald there. And there's also possibly a Goofy as well, but I actually can't seem to see one of them. at the moment. But yes, they are the Mickey mints that I would love to get again next time I go. They're not very strong, they're quite sweet mints, but they're perfect for just if you need that little bit of minty freshness. So I love getting them, and I tend not to eat them because I get sad. Last time I got them, Ryan wanted the ones that were in my car. He said, "Can I have a mint?" And he just took one out and popped it in his mouth. And I had to go at him because I said, if you're going to at least eat my Disney mints, you've got to appreciate them first. You got to take it out, you got to look at the character, think, oh, that's cute, look at the back, and oh, that's cute, and then eat it. Otherwise, it's a waste. I didn't buy them to be wasted. So he now understands that if he wants one of my mints, he needs to appreciate it first. So that was my list of things that I love to eat at Disneyland Paris. Of course, there are many more, but I had to whittle it down to 10 different things. I could have probably gone to 20 talking about things I love to eat and drink in Disney. They are all wonderful. I've never had anything bad food related. Everything's always been tasty. Everything's always been well cooked. Everything's always been the right temperature. If it's supposed to be hot, it has been hot. If it's supposed to be cold, it has been cold. I have seen people complain a little bit about food temperature and stuff like that, but I personally have never had an issue in the 16 times that I have been. So it can't be too common an occurrence, and those people are probably an anomaly. So don't worry too much about the food. It's all wonderful. If you are going to Disney very, very soon, I hope I have helped you decide what sort of snacks you should be getting and where to go to get them. I hope you all enjoy your upcoming trips and are enjoying following me on my journey to my next trip for my birthday. I am so excited, even though there's 6 months to go yet before I leave. But I can't get over how excited I am to be going for my birthday. I'll be turning 24 in Disney, and that's insane. I'm so excited. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoy your upcoming trips. I will see you all next time for the next vlog. Bye!